hate puppies.
It's a good podcast.
I feel threatened.
Welcome to Seltzer Thursday.
Hey everybody, welcome to Inside the Ballot House. Sorry it's so loud, I can't figure out how to work the machine. Dude, sorry about that.
It's a little loud.
That was a lot loud, dude. I was like, holy shnikes.
I remember my first time working the board.
Every time feels like my first time. That is the truth. I don't know what to do.
I just love the fact that you guys are drinking seltzers now.
I've been on the seltzer tip.
Yeah, I'm jocking Troy style. I saw Troy cut, like 20 pounds?
Yeah.
And literally I was like, what'd you change? He's like, I stopped drinking beer all the time, started drinking seltzers, which was amazing to me because
That's my soda. You know, you always hear people like, I dropped all this weight. I stopped drinking soda. It's like, well, I don't drink soda. What do I drink?
Yeah.
Water and Coors Light. And then I started looking at the carbs in Coors Light. I was like, oh, good God.
It's like 5 and change.
Yeah, it's like 4.5, 5, like per. And like you get a seltzer with no or one. It's like I can drink 5 to 1 here. Like,
it makes sense. Well, I had the same. I was telling you guys before the show.
Right.
On the right before Memorial Day, I was in the gym, and on Friday, so we'd done a podcast. So I'd been drinking beer all night.
yeah.
I went in, weighed myself. I was 206. Went back to the gym on Tuesday after Memorial Day, and I was 218.
Nice.
And I was
Strong
like,
work.
It was like, buddy,
Damn.
that's 12 pounds of beer and late night peanuts because
Yeah.
that was really.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you like really worked out hard on the Bowflex. I had some muscle.
No, and I tried to tell myself that. I was like, well, you have been in the gym for 2 weeks.
Yeah, so
I'm
you
like,
know,
wait, that's not how it works.
12 pounds of muscle in 2 weeks checks out.
So I'm thinking I need to. Yeah, exactly right. So
You're swole, dude.
Yeah, I'm pretty huge. Pretty huge. So I had to switch up to double XL, because of my
Nice.
traps.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pull a Troy and see if I can just rein in the 12-pound swings on a weekend. That's a little
not,
extreme.
That's not asking too much.
That's all I'm asking for is
Yeah.
that we do like 5-pound swings,
Yeah.
like a normal man,
Yeah.
instead of like 3 normal men.
Yeah.
Not good. Not good. So yeah, I got my Corona seltzers here.
Yeah, and I see you're keeping them cold in a
Yeah.
new thing over there.
That's my Igloo Trailmate cooler.
All that talk.
It had to happen after all that talk last
sunk
week.
in.
After all that talk last week, I was like, that's it. It's done. I'm getting it. I've been looking at it forever. It was on sale for
Dude,
Memorial
just
Day.
when
So
I
you-
think you can't go and make any more stupid purchases of things you don't need, you go out and do something like this, and you totally redeem
Yes.
yourself.
Yeah, exactly. That cooler's sweet.
Dude, that thing.
So, question: did you get it offline or go get it in person?
I went and got it at Dick's because they had the Stormtrooper version, the white black
Yeah.
with the light gray. That thing looks mad Stormtrooper-y. This looks like a droid.
it does.
It really does look like a droid. Plus,
Like a stormtrooper.
see those 10-inch rims?
Oh, yeah.
That is seriously the
Yeah.
biggest rim on coolers today. There's only one cooler with a bigger rim, and it has inflatable tires.
Yeah, I like how the wheels are tucked up under it, and the whole thing
Yeah.
sits up off the ground.
It's pretty
Not
sweet.
going to get dirty and sandy and everything.
That apparently helps it stay cool by
Yeah.
keeping the cooler off the ground and letting air.
Yep.
It's
flow
the
underneath.
only cooler I've ever seen with fenders.
Oh yeah, no, dude. When
And
you,
wheel well.
when you put those fishing rod holders in it, that really is like flares on a '57 Chevy.
Yeah.
So like I've got no fishing rods, but I keep those installed. It's like the whale tail.
Dude, I
It
do
is.
think for what would you pay? $220?
$219.
I mean, that's,
Save that dollar.
That's a steal. Like, that's a good value right there.
Dude, my wife was not happy. We get there, she's like, "Why are we here?" Because we had to do like
Bunch
were-
of stops.
there were a handful of things that had to happen. It was your typical old school Saturday.
Because it was a shitty rainy Saturday. You couldn't go to the pool or anything.
Couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to the pool on Monday. That was nice. But yeah, we ended up going there, and she's like, "Well, I got to get chairs for my office," so we're doing that. And my one daughter's like, "I need a Pop-It." I'm like, "I don't even know what that is." But
Yeah, my kids are into that now.
Five Below had them,
Yep,
so it's like
Five
right,
Below.
Is that for the phone?
No,
No, what's a Pop-It?
That's
I'm thinking of pop socket.
you're popping
little-
the pop socket.
Yeah.
So Pop-Its are basically the new fidget spinners They basically act like bubble wrap where they pop.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah. No,
you flip them over and you pop them again. They come in funny shapes, colors, sizes, all that shit.
Yeah, well, my daughter was dying for one.
Oh, yeah.
So they both ended up getting Poppets. And then I was like, well, I got to go by Dick's and get my oldest daughter a golf club because she got a blister when we were playing golf. So I was like, yeah, we'll go by there. And I was like, plus I want to look. The girls knew I was looking at a cooler.
Yeah.
My wife wasn't exactly certain. She sees me looking at this monstrosity of a cooler. And she's like, you have a Yeti. You have a bucket cooler. You have a Playmate.
Yeah.
You have another Igloo cooler. You have all these. And she's like, what could you possibly need another cooler for? And I was like, well, I'm getting rid of the Igloo. Quick thinking on my feet. I was like,
Yeah.
I got to get rid of the other Igloo.
Did you sell it?
No.
I gave it. I
Just
gave
gave it
to
away.
Troy. Yeah,
The thing has zero value.
because Troy basically runs his neighborhood pool. So I was like, yo, you can just keep it at the pool. It's a free cooler. And he was
I
like,
don't run it, but I'm there a lot. Yes.
but you're one of the people.
Yeah, yeah,
You were on the
yeah.
board.
I'm actually not. Surprisingly, everybody thinks
There's
I
a
am.
board?
Yeah, there's. Of course. I mean, there's
Okay.
definitely
He's
a
the
board.
mayor.
You know the board.
Yeah.
You know the El Presidente, the stash.
That's
Big,
the
tall
so
redhead.
and he won't
Yeah.
even let you on the board.
I don't want to be on the board. Holy cow! What a thankless job.
That's true.
All people do is complain.
Well, you can show up and go, hey, I got us a cooler.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
if it ever disappears,
Exactly.
it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
Exactly.
Neighborhood cooler.
Because
So
my Walmart cooler's up there right now.
see, now you can take that one
Yep.
back.
Yep.
Replace it with a made in the USA,
Yeah.
genuine Igloo,
Yeah.
Igloo.
Katy, Texas. Which I did not know. Now I'm like all in because I didn't know that, but they're made in America. And I was talking smack. I was like, yeah, all my coolers are made in America. I only do Igloo and Yeti. And we looked it up. Turns out the Yeti is actually manufactured in China. That's heartbreaking.
The logo's made here.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, it's designed
Yes.
here in the
designed here.
U.S. That broke my heart. to hear.
Engineered here.
Engineered. Yeah, I think that's the word.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is. Engineered in America, manufactured in China.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh.
Everything is.
Well, my Igloo for half the price.
Yeah.
4-day ice retention.
And it's bigger.
It's massive.
Way easier to travel with. I mean, it's better in every way.
And that's probably a lot easier to turn into a real, cooler scooter, motorized.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that would
That
be-
thing's on those 10-inch rims, dude.
Yeah.
Have
She'll
to-
fly.
Definitely going to have to adjust the speedometer because those aftermarket rims are throwing off the miles per hour. That
Definitely.
is for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, that thing's sweet. While we're doing cooler talk, we did have a listener. I want to send a shout out to Shell. He reached out and had actually sent us a follow up saying, "Hey, I know you're talking about that Igloo.
Yeah.
There's another cooler though that was the original coolest cooler, like
Yeah.
has all the options." And he actually was talking about the infamous, I should say, Kickstarter,
It was called The Coolest.
the coolest cooler.
Yeah.
And they raised like $15 million.
I remember when that thing came out, I was like, this thing's awesome.
Dude, it had a removable Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah.
It had a blender
Yeah.
on the top. And it had like charging banks, so you could literally charge your other
It
devices.
says it started in 2015, but was discontinued in 2019.
Oh, it's
Dude.
all kinds of a train wreck.
A ton of people never got them. It's
Yeah.
like they managed
is-
to get like the first round out, and then they kept taking more and more
And
money.
so I guess they scammed everybody on it.
It was the biggest Kickstarter like scam failure of all time. Of all time.
By the way, a blender on top of your cooler, who needs that? Like
Anybody at a Jimmy Buffett concert.
Yeah, I mean, how many people are making daiquiris and margaritas like actively? Like,
That's the cooler for a Buffett show.
Yeah,
It's once a year.
but
get
you
to rock
also
it.
have you have cars that have power inverters already built into them. Like, so I mean, you just take a
off the grid daiquiris.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet. But so Shell was saying that he actually scored this thing because he's the first person I've ever heard of who actually got his hands on
Yeah,
one.
I've never known anyone.
It's a
Yeah.
$500 cooler.
What?
And
Well, you got to think when this thing came out in what was it?
2015.
I thought it was even earlier than that. I remember it being a long time ago.
I mean, I remember just the thought of a Bluetooth speaker was
Yeah.
kind of like, whoa.
Yeah.
And that's how fast Bluetooth speakers have just become
Yeah.
normal in our society.
Dude, they're a dime a dozen now.
You get a Bluetooth speaker, like your kids get them in little gift bags at
Yeah.
a birthday party.
Yep.
It's crazy. But he actually scored it at an estate sale for $60.
That's crazy. I wonder if it actually works.
I actually asked him that. I was like, yo, does it work? And he's like, man, the blender works awesome. Speaker works awesome. He's like, but truth is, I know that thing's worth money, so I haven't even
He's not going to use it.
I don't use it.
Yeah.
It's like I know it works. I know what I've got. Because it
won't be worth anything.
I think to the right person, it already is.
No.
Considering how many $15 million were invested in them, and
Yeah, but what do you? I mean, what's the worth? Honestly, like you're not getting
more than
500
$60, $250.
Yeah,
Actually,
but
they
still.
they raised $13 million and only 40,000 were delivered.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
good.
more than 60. But for that price, use it and enjoy it.
All right, Stu, can you go on eBay and see if there's any coolest coolers for sale? Let's put this to rest.
Before you answer, Stu, what would you take for it if it was you that got it for 60? What would you get rid of it for?
$250.
So you're saying if you made $190, you'd get rid of it?
I just think it's worth $250.
That's not what I asked you.
I get rid of it for $160.
So you would get rid of it for $100 profit.
I like the thought of a $100 bill.
I like the thought of getting something valued for $500 and using it if I paid $60 for it.
Oh yeah, well, you were.
I mean,
I don't want to sell it. You're putting me in.
Well,
a
that's my point. No,
I would keep
his
it.
argument was he wants to profit off of it. I'm not. To me, you're not going to sell it for $6,000. You're not even going to sell it for $600. So use the damn thing and enjoy it.
Yeah, you could.
I mean,
you could.
I don't know. My mentality is like, if you get something for a deal,
You stole it. Yeah. Then
stole it and use it. Like,
Use it. Yeah.
All right, I got two of them that are actively for sale. One is you can buy now at $149.
Ooh, $10 shy on my number.
The other one is first bid.
no,
at
$149.
$149.
You
I
said
said 160 would
that
be
is
my.
what you
So
said, yeah.
I'm
So you-
$11 shy.
You can buy one right now for $149 plus $81 shipping via eBay.
Oh, that's dirty.
The other
Yeah.
one has a current bid of $100 and it's $92.
So the
shipping.
dude's sitting on a $100 bill. Use the damn thing. Use it.
I think
Yeah.
I'd use it. I think I'd use
I'd
it.
rather, how cool would it be to show up with the coolest cooler and be like, I'm one in 40,000 people that have this, or probably not.
Everybody who was of the internet age in
Yes.
2015
Yeah.
knows what that is.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
Everyone would be like, "No way, you've got the coolest cooler."
Yeah, I
Like,
would
that's
use it
pretty
all day.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
But
Then
we-
he sent me something though that I thought was really interesting. There's a new one, not on Kickstarter. It's like Indiegogo or something.
Yeah.
But it closes out in just a few days, and it is a cooler that's actually has a battery pack on it with a 10-hour life, and it's a refrigerator and a freezer, no ice.
Nice.
So you don't have to actually put ice in the
Because
thing.
ice takes up so much room in a cooler.
It does. It's the worst,
Yeah.
and everything gets soggy.
Yeah, yeah,
So they're like, with this thing, you get 10 hours, so you can go out to the lake all day,
yeah.
frozen food.
Then you
whatever.
come back,
But
throw it
then-
on a charge, and then you're ready to go next day.
I'm
It-
just
it
surprised
has-
at why dry ice didn't take off.
It's just
So it's
hard
dangerous.
to get your hands on.
And
too.
it's dangerous. I mean, it'll burn you.
I know.
But you know what this thing had that was pretty sick?
What?
It has an attachment that's a solar panel, and it'll just run indefinitely because the 10 hours will run through the night, and then as soon as the sun comes up,
Kicks
boom,
in.
Nice.
it starts going. So technically, you
I
could
can't
just
imagine them running definitely, because something like a fridge draws a lot of amperage, and I don't think a solar panel. I mean, from my knowledge, I don't think it'll run
based on the write-up.
indefinitely.
I think,
Okay.
I think it could run for a long time. I think what you're going to run out of is the coolant first.
Well, the coolant's
That's
enclosed.
another situation.
Yeah.
The coolant's an enclosed system. Just
But I like
your
the
fridge.
concept. As
No, it
batteries keep
sounds
getting
cool.
better,
Yeah.
like if they can actually knock that out,
Yeah.
that's pretty sweet. But how heavy must that be?
It's got to be pretty heavy.
What's funny is when I pull up coolest cooler, just period, the igloo you got comes up in the top 5.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
They paid for that.
yeah. There's an Arctic soft side. There's
But-
yours and a Yeti.
What is it with?
I got
mean,
2 of the top 5 coolest coolers.
what is it? Maybe it's my circle, but I feel like every dude that I know like has a cooler like addiction. Like,
What
I-
is that?
if I have less than a dozen coolers in my house right now of every size and shape, actually, if I'm counting like the smallest of like lunch bag coolers, I probably have 20. I mean,
Yeah.
I got a beer sling I wear. I mean, I got all kinds of different ways to carry around.
Yeah, I got
drinks.
the
Like,
backpack cooler.
Yeah, I
got
got a
the
backpack.
Playmate, which is standard issue. I
Yeah.
got a nice soft side cooler. I've got a golf cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got the Yeti. I've got the big igloo. I got rid of an igloo to
Yeah.
make room for this igloo, which didn't help because that thing's massive.
I mean,
I remember when I thought it was great when the big igloos, like your big fishing coolers, like when they came out with the actual measuring tape on the top and 2 cup holders.
Yeah.
I was like, that's awesome.
That's the one thing that I complained to my wife. I go,
I can't measure my fish.
doesn't have a. She was like, why do you want a ruler on the top? I go,
For all
for when
my
I'm fishing.
Yeah.
She's like, when are you going fishing? And I was like, I'm not. But notice it has fishing rod holders. It's important.
You wouldn't put fish in that cooler anyway.
Oh.
I have one of the steel belted Coleman's.
Those are awesome.
And my dad had given me one years ago that finally
Is that the
shit the
metal
bed.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
My dad gave me the red one from like the 70s,
That's
and
the
that
real
thing finally
deal.
rusted out. But I have a green one now that we bought when we bought our first camper like 5 or 6 years ago.
I keep an
That
eye
thing
out.
was badass looking.
I keep an eye out for the red ones.
Yeah.
But Coca-Cola has some that are
Yep,
branded
yeah.
with just the white Coca-Cola, cursive on
Yeah.
it. That's the one I want. If I could find that.
I still have a red Igloo from my grandfather that one part of the top of it's cracked and you can see the yellow foam inside of it.
Yeah.
But still works.
Yeah.
I mean, just
It probably doesn't have 4-day ice retention like the Max Cold Igloos do. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, and the Yeti 7-day.
Y'all have heard me go off. All those coolers are great depending on how you use them. I mean, if you're going in and out of them all day camping and you're throwing hot beers in on them, the ice ain't going to last that long. It's just
you
not.
just bought the ultimate
Just physics.
beach trip, like family cooler to do everything.
That's what I told my
Concert.
wife.
yeah.
It's got
But it's-
tie-down straps
It's
for the
not,
chairs.
It's not the easy backpack for
No,
fishing.
no.
It's nothing, So yes, that's,
But I didn't go more than 10 yards on this weekend without hauling the cooler where I went.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times that cooler just went across the yard, up into the screened-in porch, came back out with me into the pallet house. Like I just was walking it around.
But that's why you need so many coolers, because each
Yeah.
cooler is a specialty cooler. Like, they all serve a purpose. Like,
Yeah.
I agree.
when you need a backpack cooler, there's nothing that beats a backpack cooler.
No, if you're going to take a bike ride
Yeah.
somewhere, you need a backpack cooler.
I have a shitty one, so I can't put ice in it. So I just put the frozen packs in it.
Which are great.
Yeah.
If you have cold beers going
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
2 ice packs will keep in anything.
Dude, that thing was worth its weight in gold for our Disney trip. Like, we packed 4 frozen bottles of water in it and then a bunch of snacks. And I wore that thing around every park all day long. As the water melted, we could drink it. We
Yep.
could refill it with cold water from a fountain. And while we were waiting in line, we'd be munching on, granola bars and crackers. And we didn't have to stop and go pay $100 to eat a
Heck
hot
yeah.
dog and a hamburger.
That was always my little kid life hack. I always thought I was so smart. I would take water bottles
Yep.
and I would fill them up halfway and lay them on their side
Yeah.
in the freezer. And then I would take them with me wherever I went because
Yeah.
there's just one giant ice cube.
Yep.
It's like, look how smart I am. I can just keep refilling this
Well,
from the
and
tap.
I was going to say
Yeah.
next level, as soon as you pull it out of the fridge, you fill the rest of it with water.
Yeah, and then I
that
have
water's
ice
ice
water,
cold,
and then
yeah.
all day I had cold water, and that
Yep.
was my. I really thought that was like the most brilliant hack ever as a kid,
It's a great hack.
and
Well,
I still will do it occasionally.
Yeah.
Like you'll find a half of laying on its side in a water bottle. Be like,
after this week of golf, I definitely would like to upgrade my bag to the ones that have the cooler inside the golf bag.
I've
I
seen
saw a
it.
couple of guys that had them. I was like,
I've seen another
damn.
thing where it's like a lightly insulated, like it looks like a tube,
Mhm.
so it almost just looks like a golf club
Yeah.
kind of
Yep.
thing, and it holds like 6 or 7 beers just
And
vertically.
it goes in your
and
bag.
you just slides right
Nice.
in your bag.
There you go.
Pretty smart. Pretty smart.
I have one of those neoprene beer slings that hold 6 beers.
I love that thing. You look like an
Yeah.
old like conquistador.
Yeah. And I bought 2 years ago, I think, for Father's Day, I bought all the dads that hang out in my neighborhood, and we wrote our nicknames on them. And whenever you'll see us just wandering the neighborhood at night, just all of
Slings.
us with our beer slings on, going
Those are
house to
awesome.
house. Yeah,
Those
it's
are
awesome.
You were with the guys this weekend at the pool. How'd the pool
Yeah, I mean,
opening go?
It's-
At,
it's
Memorial Day?
we did a what do we call it, a run and plunge on Friday, where we met up at the school, and all the kids ran down to the pool and jumped in for the first time, and they got to swim for about 2 hours before the rain came. And of
Nice.
course, it got cold and rained Saturday and Sunday, so the pool was closed. But Monday was a hit. We had pancake breakfast. We did burgers and dogs for lunch. Pool was packed. But something happened that I'd never seen except for in a movie, and it was a totally different version of it in the movie. But the pool is old, and we've been working on it every year I've been up there.
I was going to ask you, did you guys do when you got sunburned? What I guess it was 2 summers ago? when you had to power wash it.
That was
Yeah.
great.
Oh, yeah.
Troy sat in there
Yeah.
in that gleaming white pool,
White-
power
yeah.
washing it.
Oh yeah.
He didn't realize how much the sun was reflecting
Coming
off the
back off of
sides.
it. Yeah.
This dude was burnt to a crisp
Yeah.
head to toe.
I didn't even put my bathing suit on. I knew I wasn't even getting in that water.
Just
like,
naked.
I just was. Yeah, I worked the grill in the morning, and I wandered around drinking beers, talking to people, just kind of helping everybody. We had a lot of new members. The Mac, caught fire a while ago.
Yeah.
And they're
Oh, yeah,
still
so
and
all
they're
those
still
people
closed.
are coming.
So a lot of those kids came to join the swim team and all that stuff. But I'm up on the grill making pancakes, and I hear all this commotion. I look down on the pool deck from where we cook. The lifeguard stand had fallen into the water with a lifeguard on it.
What? Who saved the lifeguard?
He saved himself. Nobody got hurt, but like it was like mounted. I mean, it's mounted into the concrete, but it's like 42 years old now, and it's just old, and like the bolts like just
gave out.
Just gave up the ghost.
Wow.
And according to the guy that was on it, he said it was real. It was like slow motion. Like he felt like somebody was pushing him, and he was like, "What's going on?"
He's
And
like,
the
"Hey,
next
quit
thing-
it."
Yeah, and then next thing you know, the thing just slowly dropped into the pool, and he rode it all the way into the pool.
Good thing no one was.
Yeah, luckily
Yeah.
nobody got hurt, but it was like, what? I mean,
So
day
it's
one.
like the front legs just gave out and thing just goes forward.
So it's one metal post at like a slight angle,
Oh,
and it's
those
got
kind.
four
Okay.
anchor bolts,
Yeah.
and it's got the ladder going up the back. But the
I was thinking of your traditional four corner.
Yeah, so-
like wood.
so that's what I thought of immediately was caddy day at in Caddy Shack.
Yeah.
when
Yeah,
as
yeah.
soon as they come in, they tip the guy into the
Yeah, they
water.
dump him in.
Yeah. But so now we got to fix that, which I think we may go and build like the beach style 4-poster
I mean, those are
wood
cool.
chairs. Yeah.
Don't let the chef do it.
I thought you were going to go the Caddyshack route with like poop in the or shit in the.
No, we didn't have any of that.
Oh,
so-
it's chocolate.
But yeah, I got to the pool at 8:30 and stayed till about 6:45. It was like almost an 11-hour day,
Wow.
dude. It was a long day. We had fun though. The kids, so many kids got sunburned because we were we were applying sunscreen, but like they're in and out of the pool the whole time, and I mean when you're outside 10 straight hours, it's hard to keep up.
I went to the pool Monday and didn't put any sunscreen on from the like waist down, not thinking about it because I was like, it's not that hot. I mean, damn, if I wasn't blistered on the tops
Yeah.
of my feet and all my
Yep.
legs like that. You
I had this-
forget that they
yeah.
haven't seen sun in a year.
Yeah,
I forgot. I went out on the boat.
got a nice
And
farmer
got the
stand.
lights-
Oh, you
nice-
got
yeah,
like a
strong.
Because
base
it
there,
was
yeah.
the water was 50 degrees but yeah, it's like it's cool, it's great. Sun's out, we're having fun. It's not hot and
Yeah, the
next
pool.
thing you know, boom.
Yeah, the
Speaking
pool
of-
was 70 degrees, and like the kids were like coming out shivering. But kids, they don't care. They're
No,
like,
they'll go
back
till they're
at it.
blue.
Yeah,
There was a kid-
Dude, real quick before we get too far away from the lifeguard stand, I just want to make a little shout out for my daughter. She's going to be lifeguarding this summer. She's at one of the neighborhood pools where she lives at Harper
That's
Mill.
a tough. That's a
Nice.
tough
She's
gig. You
lifeguard.
think it's an easy
She's
gig?
had to
but
spend not this Memorial Day weekend, but last weekend. She had to get certified, CPR, the whole 9 yards, do the testing and everything. And just to give a shout out to her, she was the fastest.
she's a listener.
Well,
ooh.
she could be, but she was the fastest. She was the fastest one to pull up the 100-pound dummy that was sitting at the bottom of the so they put a dummy 12 feet down, and she got down to the dummy, got it out and on the side of the pool in 4.1 seconds, and she was the fastest
Not
of her
bad.
class to do that. So and she's not she's in shape, but she's not an athlete by any chance.
Yeah.
She didn't swim or anything, but I was like, damn.
So nobody
that's
over
good.
100 pounds fall in.
Yeah.
That's the rule.
But that was all part of the certification. I was proud of her.
Dude, there was a kid. I saw a story this weekend. There was a dad down in Jacksonville, Florida, who took his 7-year-old son and 4-year-old daughter just out into the water, go swimming. I guess
Out in
that's
the ocean.
I guess that's kind of their thing, that they'll just take the boat out, find a spot, and swim out in the water, and just kind of have, just good old Jacksonville fun, I guess, And this story freaked me out, man. Like this dude drives out there on the boat, and the 4-year-old puts on a life vest. 7-year-old's a pretty good swimmer, so he just jumps in, and the kids are playing, and the dad's just kind of hanging out on the boat. And then he notices, like, the little girl was hanging off the back of the boat, and there was, like, a really bad current just kind of whipping through. And it yanked her off the boat. She can't swim. She's got the life vest on, thank God. So she gets pulled off the back of the boat. So the dad's like, oh, crap. And the 7-year-old's clinging to her, like, trying to pull her in, but he can't get her in. So they're struggling. So then the dad's like, oh, crap. He jumps in the water, swims out after them, finally catches up to him and realizes
he's screwed.
He can't help.
Yeah.
So now he doesn't have a life jacket. The 7-year-old doesn't have a life jacket. The 7-year-old ends up letting go of the daughter because he's kind of struggling. He can't keep up. He's trying to fight back. And then he realizes, I can't get back to the boat. The dad's out there. Now he's with the girl, and then he sees his son's floating away.
Yeah.
So now the son's floating away. The daughter keeps floating further. They're getting further and further from the boat. Finally, the kid's like, I'm going to go get help. Middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And the kid knows that way's land.
Well, actually, it was a river.
It was a river, and they were in a current?
Yeah.
This kid swam for over an hour to get back to
Holy
safety.
cow, the 7-year-old?
The 7-year-old with no life jacket swam for over an hour.
Yeah.
He said he was staying on his back to float because
Yeah.
he knew that helped him float. And he would roll over. He would doggy paddle towards the shore, go back to his back to catch his breath, doggy paddle. Took him over an hour to get back to shore. Said as soon as he hit shore, he just started sprinting until he found a house, was able to call in the authorities. They all come down. They jump in a boat, go out. The dad had been doggy paddling and like helping with the daughter for 2.5 miles from where the boat was anchored.
Wow.
Is where they ended up finding them. This kid saved his dad and his sister's life.
And his own.
And his own. So I'm giving a big shout out to, what is this kid's name? Because it's Chase Post.
Yeah.
Dude.
That kid's a stud.
I'm so
Chase
glad
Post.
you ended that story that way because I was like, this is going to be a bummer.
No. When I saw that and then you were talking
It's-
about the life vest or the lifeguard, I was like,
St. John's River in Jacksonville.
Dude, the water's no joke, man. People,
No.
you know, I was talking about to somebody at the pool, like, they tell you never get in water without anyone. You always do it in pairs. And you think about, like, I have a pool in my backyard or a hot tub. I'm going to climb in the middle of the night or, you know, I'm going to go for a night
people
swim.
die like that all the time.
Yeah, all the time. And I mean, you could slip. You could have a medical emergency. Like, that's why there needs to be 2 people.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. And, like, especially on any body of water, like an ocean, a river, a lake, where, like, you can't see past the surface. Like, that's scary. And then, like, you know, oceans, rivers, they have currents. I mean, next thing you know, you're gone. You snap, and you're way out.
I got a buddy who was out on a boat a couple summers ago. There were 3 of them just hanging out, and they were just swimming out in the river.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, one of them was just gone.
Yeah.
And they were like, where the hell did he go? They looked around. The dude just, they don't know what
Vanished,
happened.
yeah.
Literally vanished. And he had 2 people in the water with him. I mean, that stuff is,
And he died?
he's gone. That's horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, that shit happens. That, unfortunately, was not the point of the story of Chase.
Yeah.
That
That was it.
kid was a stud. Like, I mean, that kind of thing makes me happy. Like, to
Yeah.
hear that the kid knew enough, stay on my back, get it together.
Yeah, I was out. We
Doggy
were out
paddle.
on Lake Anna a couple years ago, and we were out this little island, and we had a guy with an oversized beach ball. It blew out into the middle of the water, and he swam out to get it. And when he got out to get it, he realized it was so big he couldn't get his arms around it,
So it's no good to him.
so he couldn't use it for buoyancy, and he started dipping under. Because I mean, by the time he caught up to it, it
Right.
kept going out, and he started screaming. And his buddies had to the boat was beached. I mean, his crew like had to push the boat out, get it fired up, spin it around.
They
and
get to him?
Yeah, they got to him, but it was like I was like, oh my god,
They get the ball?
I think they did, but I was thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna see somebody drown right in front of me. Like this is
that
insane.
sucks.
Meanwhile, you and the plumber get in the canoe backwards.
Hey, we made it back to shore, thank God. But I do remember thinking, this is it. This is how I go. Blood alcohol,
Hey,
fucking
speaking of-
1.9.
Speaking of cool water stuff,
0.19.
I sent y'all the text. The wife and I just bought a dope new toy for the lake.
Saw that.
Dude, that thing
Yeah.
it's basically a dock with a picnic table and a cutout
Yeah.
so your feet can go in the water
Yep.
while you're sitting at the picnic table with cup holders
Cup holders. It's gonna have an umbrella in the middle of it.
That thing
It's
is
got
sick.
bumpers around it. It's got cleats on it. It's got a cutout that you can fold up to hook a trolling motor to, so you can like troll it out to the middle.
But as soon as you put a trolling motor on it,
Yeah, in Virginia,
that's-
you got to register it, and then it's basically.
So
a
would you
boat.
rather just keep it with paddles?
I'm probably. The thing is, I would like to be able to take it out. The middle of where we are, the middle of the lake is 3 feet deep, and it's sandy,
Okay.
and it's flat, and it's nice. And we like to go out there and just post up for 2 hours.
You don't have to do anything if you can make it a paddle boat.
I know, but it's not. I mean, it's not really made for that. Like,
It's somehow to put a
You could rig it.
somehow to get a little propeller in there.
so we might put a trolling motor on it down the road, but right now we're just going to leave it. It's
Trolling motor for when you're gonna have a couple beers.
exactly.
Paddles for
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you're gonna sit out there all day on the
So the way it
sandbar.
the way our cove is set up, like our dock is not that wide. So basically, we bought it just to tie off to the dock to widen the dock, so we can sit more people out there. And then 2 if the kids want to just take it out in the cove and not go out to the middle of the lake. The cove's shallow, so they can drag it out there, or I can drag it out there and anchor it, and then they can
sweet.
jump off of it and have a good old time.
Do you have a lot of
That's
boat traffic to where, like, if you wanted to let them just drag it out there, but still keep it on a rope to where you can just pull it back?
They can take it out in the cove. It'll be safe, but once you get outside the end of the cove, there's boats coming up and down both ways.
I was just thinking if you had it still tied, like they take it out there and you just wanted to pull it back in.
We have an inflatable island and stuff like that. We have one of those. The one we have is called a Big Joe. It's a big blue mat that they drag out that is super buoyant, and they can like both stand on
4 inches thick.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen it. That's cool.
You really could tie a rope though and like go out 30 yards and then pull yourself back in.
Yeah.
I mean that's
You anchor, you stay, but then when
Yeah.
you're done, just pull yourself
back in.
Yeah.
That's an easy solution.
I'm definitely gonna get a chain because I'm gonna have to lock that thing to my dock.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's going to be something
Yeah.
that people will covet.
Yeah,
There's no doubt about that. If you can get it
You
right
just
up on the
outbuilt
dock,
the neighborhood.
yeah,
it'll just
No.
look like part of the dock if you
yeah,
just put it right up on it.
yeah. I'm gonna tie it off as right up on the dock, but I mean, I'm still gonna chain it.
I would.
Yeah.
There's
So-
no doubt.
Where are we on time? Because I can tell my dock story
Oh, we have.
related to boat.
Tell your dock story.
We have. Is this the story you talked about beforehand? Because I don't know this. Ooh, that's a good one. I think I haven't heard it, but I
Go
see
for it.
Yeah, go for it.
So this weekend, from Sunday to Wednesday, was up in Avalon with my girlfriend.
I love that I only have one word written down, and I'm like, I want to hear this story.
So, friends of hers own a nice 20-foot center console boat, and we went out Memorial Day. We went out about 11 a.m., tooled around the intercoastal, and then went out in the ocean for a second not the ocean, went out the inlet just to see where the island. You know those islands? You ever been to those places where the island is there and then high tide it disappears?
Yeah.
And you can anchor and hang out and do all this good stuff. So they took us out there, showed it where it was, and we were in the Wildwoods area of New Jersey. And so we're tooling around, just having a good time, drinking some drinks, and it's about 2 o'clock. We're like, hey, we need to eat. So we pull up to this restaurant called The Wharf. And The Wharf...
Original.
Yeah.
That's
The Wharf is this
Jersey advertising
had
mentality.
a great outdoor deck covered. There was these two people that were celebrities for Wildwoods, but there's kind of like a Pat O'Brien type, musical scene. They're two. It's an older couple.
Local artists.
Strumming. Music was great, and the dock is
Local
maybe,
celebrities.
Yeah, local celebrities. The dock is like 50 feet long, and it's maybe 8 feet wide. And they got a couple tables, spaced out, and you could sit along the dock. So we pull up, park the boat, get out, get ready we're sitting down eating lunch, and then this huge, I don't know, I don't even know what kind of boat you'd call it, but it had 3 250 horsepower outboards on it.
Nice.
Was it skinny and long?
Yeah, and
Cigarette boat.
but it was hollowed out. There were 15, 20 people in it. So it was a center console. This is all. What had happened was this group of people rented the boat and were out tooling around. Well,
That's a hell of a boat to rent.
The people
Yeah.
that were partying were all young 20-somethings. In between, I would say,
Perfect.
22 to
Gross.
27.
That's the boat I
Probably
know. People.
about 4 guys and a bunch of girls. And
They'd be like, Brendan, what are you doing with those old fucks? Come on, get on the boat.
Listen to this dude try to act like he didn't know the details. Like, a couple guys, I don't really know. Like
7 girls.
so the boat,
yeah.
literally the boat pulled right. So the boat's almost
4
as long.
8s, 2 9s, and a 10. Yeah. I mean, I didn't really notice who they were.
But the boat is literally almost as long as the pier that we're sitting out eating on.
Yeah.
And it pulls up right beside. So they get out, and they're partying. The band's playing. They're hanging out. There's this one brunette chick who's wearing like long baggy pants and just a bikini top, and she keeps going from the boat and the pier, like the bar at the end of the pier, back to where the band's playing, and just running back and forth, drinking and just getting crazy. And she is literally, we watch her over an hour and a half get just drunk, and my girlfriend's sitting there.
Cool.
My girlfriend's going, she's gonna have a nip slip. Something's gonna happen. She's gonna come out of her top or whatnot. Well,
we're gonna have to stick around.
Yeah. So she runs back one time.
I don't believe you.
And she's at the end of the pier at the bar, and the staff decides that she's too drunk and she needs to go.
Oh, they cut her off.
She is not having it.
Good-looking woman.
She's probably 23. Brunette, good-looking woman.
Good-looking woman. He goes 23.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's how old Stu is. That's how old Stu is. That when you ask if someone's attractive, he just goes, "Yeah, I mean under 25."
She was attractive.
Over 21, under 25, pretty smoking.
She's not having the fact that they're trying to get rid of her, so she just goes, "Fuck it," takes her top off, and from the end of the pier, goes all the way down the pier, past us, into where they're playing music in the big deck area that's covered. There's kids. There's everybody. It's Memorial Day. It's 3:30 on a Monday afternoon.
I love.
She sounds fun.
Yeah, I love this woman.
She gets all the way to the front. Staff is like clamoring to get her. They finally grab her. The police come.
I'll get her.
Yeah.
She gets I think she gets a drunk in public.
Hey, you step back. I got this one.
This one's on me.
They gave her a T-shirt to put on because they wore one of the
showed her boobs
merchandise.
and got a free T-shirt. Win-win.
Dude, that's how the wharf rolls, man.
That's right.
And that was
Classic
that was
wharf.
a scene in and of itself. But the best part of it was there was some lady probably in her mid-50s who's
not attractive.
who
by your
sees all of
standards.
this.
Yeah.
Who sees all this happen and is like, I just bought a property here, and does this normally happen? And she says, does this normally happen? Because if so, I'm loving it.
Yes, good for her.
Aaron's like, welcome to Wildwood.
Yeah, she knew what she was doing when she bought a property at the Jersey Shore.
I mean, first off, if you don't know, every waterfront or water area,
it gets crazy.
But I mean, St. Patrick's Day of those days is Memorial Day, July 4th, and Labor Day. Like, that's when everyone comes out.
Yep.
Everyone gets shitty. Like, there'll be some wild stuff that happens throughout the summer. But
Arbor Day? Come on.
Yeah.
But those 3 days are like
it was
rookie day.
So,
yeah, it's like New Year's Eve.
Yeah. Real quick, Michelle, Joe, thanks for taking us out. Appreciate it. They were the ones that were nice enough to give us a ride around and see that whole show is definitely worth the price of admission. But
I believe it was.
The other thing that was happening that was kind of unique was one of the main bars that we hang out at in Avalon. They just last weekend they released or they drew back all the restrictions, so full capacity,
no more condoms,
all this stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, this bar, it's called the Princeton. It's been in Avalon for ages. They had their complete history. They had their number one weekend. They ran out of ice. They ran out of beer. Everybody came out of the woodwork because we can get back to the bar.
We've been locked up.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, I think you're going to see that all summer long.
Yeah.
At bars like that.
And my girlfriend knew one of the bartenders, and he's like, "Yeah, we kind of thought this might happen, so we raised our prices."
Yeah, we
price gouging in Jersey because it's a holiday and everyone's been locked up.
When I was in
that is classic.
When I was in Virginia Beach 2 weekends ago, we showed up on a Sunday and we went out to a local dive restaurant, and I got the burger with crab meat on it, and it came out on toast. No, actually not toast, white bread. I'm like, what is this bullshit? And I heard the waiter talking to the next table, and actually he had told us, we're out of this, we're out of that. And I heard him telling the next table was we're basically out of everything. We've been wiped out this weekend.
So it's happening all over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I believe it. Everyone's going to go hog wild.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go do something.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome. You got that new cooler to take?
Yeah, to the bar.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Heard you guys were out of beer. I have 112.
You got to go to one of those Maryland bars where you can take your own drink in.
It's funny you say that, Troy, because in Avalon, the number of liquor licenses that are given out to restaurants and stuff, bars, is based on the number of people that actually live on the island, like true residents.
So they're you can only have this many per person.
Per capita, per
capita,
population.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the funny thing is that the town only has about 750 permanent residents. All the other houses are owned by
Yeah,
it's
they're
their
all
second,
rental
it's a second
companies,
house, or it's a second house. It's a vacation, or it's a LLC that owns it.
Oh,
so
so
there's
they can
only
only-
4 restaurants on the island
that have a proper
liquor license.
Yeah.
But all the other restaurants are just that. BYOB. Bring your bottle of wine for there's a nice restaurant serving, high end, and you just bring your own stuff.
They hit you with a corking fee.
Yeah, do they? Do they charge if you're gonna drink here, it's $10?
I've never done the BYOB up there, so I have to find out.
Richie Rich
Just
over
went
here.
straight to
Just
the
a baller, dude.
Gosh. Yeah, I wouldn't go anywhere that had a liquor license.
Yeah.
So
I'd be the most popular guguy there. Be like, oh, this igloo?
This igloo, I wrote it in here.
I got 100.
I've already had one. There's only 111 beers left.
111 beers.
But help yourself.
Yeah, but you seem cool.
Yeah.
I like that brunette over there without a top.
That's
You going to give her a T-shirt? Brendan's
it was-
Cooler Bar.
That's awesome.
The worst part of that entire
Put
story
a
is
tip jar on there.
the worst part of that entire story is I didn't see any of it because the
No.
girls behind. No, I saw it, but the girl got topless behind me. The bar's behind.
So you
where
just
I
saw
was
when
sitting.
she ran by.
She ran by and she's just bareback. And everybody's
Oh.
and so I saw everybody's faces, but Joe, who was sitting across from me, he's like, and Michelle, they're like, oh.
He didn't call it out, dude. I would immediately been like, 6 o'clock, 6
I
o'clock.
kind of thought something was happening because everybody just started going.
Their eyes just
get
got
You're
big.
like, oh.
Googly eyes.
Yeah.
Dude.
Your girlfriend can't even be mad, or your wife can't even be mad if you turn around and see a topless chick running around like a crazy person.
Oh.
That's just
Yeah.
No.
that's entertainment.
I was at a truck stop. This is probably a couple years ago, and this
Because you were a trucker?
no, we were on a road trip.
Just trolling.
So the kids were
Cruising.
in the back of the car, and this old lady, I mean old,
Yeah.
gets out. So
So
by
you mean
Stu
gross.
standards,
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
She's that old, and she gets out, and she has one of those tank tops where the whole side is cut out.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Ah, a little side boob action.
The armhole takes up the whole
Yeah,
shirt.
it goes down to the hips.
Yeah.
You know, it's just open. And
You
she
see those at the gym.
Yeah. The giant meathead has that on,
Yeah.
or the girl has it on, but with a
sports bra. Yeah.
Well, this old lady gets out and she bends over, and I'm looking squarely at an 80-year-old boobs, and I'm like, jackpot! In my mind,
yeah.
you know, I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a boob, and my wife gets back to your point, she can't get mad. I'm like,
Yeah.
baby. Totally just saw a full-on boob. And she's like, what? And I was like, oh, yeah. This old lady got out and bent over, and I saw her boob. She was like, you liked that? I was like, I'm telling you because I'm ecstatic. Any boob. I'm over the moon excited.
What did Ron White say? If you see one boob, well, you know you want to see them all.
Right.
That's precisely it. Yeah, I was so happy she got back. I was like, baby, you'll never believe what happened. I just saw a boob.
But it's so funny. I mean, whether you're a guy or a girl, I guess, but you get to a certain age, you really don't care. Because there was a lady that lived off of Winterpock Road down from my house, and
Let's localize it.
just saying,
On this street,
Yeah.
at the cross street of.
Yeah.
she had the husband never cut the grass. She always cut it during the summertime, and she was probably in her late 70s, full leather skin, tan way too
nice.
much.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
she wore a bikini on the
An
riding
alligator.
lawnmower every
Keep
Saturday.
that, keep
to
that
cut
leather
it.
tan.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Don't want that
"Ah."
thing to fade.
I was like, there's a woman in a bikini, but I was like, And she just
But
Ah,
you
your
had to
standards
look.
are too
Yeah.
high. Yeah, I'd be like, hello. I brought you
Dude.
some lemonade.
If you're not 23, Stu's not looking at you. It
I
sounds
see
like.
that
Yeah.
now. Jeez.
Ageist.
If you're 83, I'm like, well, hello. I noticed your boob hanging out of your shirt.
That's right.
You looked a little thirsty. I brought you a lemonade.
And it was hanging
Can I
at
get
the
you a-
bottom.
Can I
I'm
get you-
still looking.
yeah.
Can I get you a walker?
I like your shoes and the boob on it.
Tuck that thing in your belt. Or not. I don't care.
Do you like my New Balances?
Whatever you're into.
You like my new shoes with
Exactly.
my Velcro?
Speaking of old boobs, it's time for a deli.
Nice.
That's called a
which one are we
segue.
doing?
Yeah,
there you
Yeah,
go.
See that?
smooth.
That was smooth.
Is it over here, the one we're doing?
Yeah, let's rock the one the Abacus brought. He was great. He was gracious enough. Woo, there it is. This one? Yes.
Yeah.
He was gracious enough to bring the beers, and I'm really excited about this. Now, this is going to be pretty inside. This will only be able to be found in the South. If you ever happen to be down in Charleston, South Carolina, or find yourself on Folly Beach, I'm a big fan of Revelry Brewery, mostly because Chris Kemp, who has actually been on the show, he does all the artwork for all of the cans and all the stuff there. And so, like on all the walls and everything, he paints everything. And I think Chris Kemp is just a hell of an artist. So I'm psyched that this is some of his artwork. What's funny about it is if you look at all their cans, you would never identify that it's a Chris Kemp because he has so many different styles that he can kind of fade between.
So what color would you say this is, Brendan?
That's pink.
That is pink.
Yeah.
How'd you get that?
Do you know how pink it is?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
So in
Definitely
in
pinkish, though.
in the able seeing people's world, this is Pepto-Bismol pink. Like,
It
this
is.
is pink as pink can get.
This is
It's cotton candy pink.
Yeah, I tell you,
Exactly.
It's a gray pink, and but it has enough something in it that
Red.
it says it's pink and not gray.
Yeah, so it's
that's the perfect description, Troy. It's Pepto Bismol on the outside.
in cotton candy bubble gum. So this is a sour ale with blackberry, raspberry, and pomegranate, and it's called Achtung Drive-By Fruiting. And it's got a guy
Hanging out a
hanging
door.
out a car door with a trumpet under his arm,
like he's shooting it,
like
kind
he's
of.
kind of, but his like hands kind of folded down, kind of weird.
Yeah, and it says drive-by fruiting.
yeah, and
God,
kind
it's
of
sour ale with blackberry, raspberry, and pomegranate. This is going to be
so,
interesting.
and but it's got those fruits on the label here, kind of behind everything.
You know why I say it looks like he's shooting it? Because there's smoke coming out of the.
Oh yeah,
trombone.
there is. It's 4%.
Perfect.
ABV. Yeah, I know I've had one of their beers before. I've definitely never had this Pepto Bismol.
We had the
looking
something
thing.
Saurus.
And
it
just
was
so
really
you
good.
know, Achtung means danger in German.
I thought it meant attention.
The look on Stu's face. He's like, I don't
Did you look
know.
that up?
Yeah.
I thought it meant danger. When I took German, I thought it was attention. But maybe I'm misremembering.
Well, it's both.
Translate. Well, danger. Yeah. Pay attention. Well, yeah. You could.
It's both.
It's like you see a stop sign.
It's not an exact translation, but
Right.
it is.
Yeah.
Achtung is it's caution, it's warning, it's danger,
Yeah.
it's all those things.
It's like
you too, Achtung, baby.
Which that's why Stu knows it. That is a big U2 guy
that
over
was
there.
a little different spelling. I think.
It's good.
I think it's got a weird nose on it.
Yeah, it's got a weird flavor on it.
So, but
Smells
so
like a foot.
I guess that's what it means. Danger, drive-by fruiting. There's
Yeah.
too much fruit.
Okay, second sip really mellows out.
Okay.
That first sip always to me is a nightmare when I'm having a sour beer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Hola.
Tart.
¿Cómo estás?
Definitely sour.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
That is sour beer. I'm hoping the third sip is the charm.
It's only 4%.
Yeah, totally mellow now by third sip.
That's because your mouth is numb.
Well, yeah, it's like I hate sour candies. Like if you give me a Sour Patch Kid, I'm like, "God, get that away from me. I can't stand them because I hate that initial German attention. Watch out. Boom.
So not danger. Exactly what I said. Attention.
Yeah, and what I say, watch out. So see,
Where did you look that up? Because Merriam-Webster
but
first
I think
says,
they're all it's all in the ballpark.
Just the Google translation is danger.
I
Okay.
think they're all it's danger,
But
watch
yeah,
out,
I
attention.
mean, word meaning attention. It's a word that means attention, but you could. It's kind of like a stop sign. Stop.
But it's
Or-
not like your typical attention. Like you don't stand at Achtung.
yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So
No.
it's that part
Yeah, but
of
if somebody
danger.
yells attention and somebody yells danger, they're two different words.
I bet it's fair for warning. Probably falls right in there too.
All I'm saying is
You're right. You're all right.
no. That's not what I'm saying.
Actually, I take it back. You're right. Achtung was spelled correctly with U2. It's spelled the same
I was
way.
getting ready to look
And-
that up
yeah,
and
and
tell
it
you
was.
were wrong too.
And Achtung Baby just is the exact thing. Check instead of attention, it means check this out, baby.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Side note.
Everything but danger then.
This is one of those cans too that doesn't.
I'm just looking at the very first thing that
You're
Google.
okay.
The very first thing Google
I am
comes up with
busted
is
balls.
like
I
danger.
do not speak German.
This is one of those
Rap.
cans too. I only said that because I took 3 years of it. So
Did you really?
Yeah, I remember a few things.
There you go. And that's 101.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, on their website, I can't find this
Stu's
beer.
been there though, probably.
Germany? Lundstuhl, Germany. Yeah. One
See,
time.
I have not. So there you go.
Um,
This gets smoother with each sip for sure.
Absolutely does, but I'm still puckered.
It doesn't. The sour doesn't fall off.
I mean, it lessens, but it
Yeah.
doesn't go away. Which I've been on record saying I like a sour beer that it does start to go away, so I can
Yeah.
taste the other stuff. I like a subdued sour. I find that very refreshing.
Yeah.
My mouth is salivating like Pavlov's dog.
Yeah.
over
It's
here.
very fruity. Hey, speaking of, on a tangent, while we're drinking this beer, because I think we have to drink a lot of this where we can
I agree with
get
you.
a good.
Yeah.
Chris loves when we do the bourbon tasting. So when are we
from Teach Me Babe?
Yeah, from Teach Me Babe. He's a huge fan.
He
And
said that
he wants us to do it weekly, I think, or something like that.
he said he looks forward to them, and
Yeah.
he said, I quote, I love bourbon.
Yeah,
That's a quote.
he did say I love bourbon.
That's a quote. Yeah. So,
did you guys like
Chris, we'll do that.
Did you guys like the day after?
Dude, how hungover were you after last episode? I was seriously hungover. Those bourbon tastings are a nightmare to do. I thought that it was the first one because it was the back end of a double episode.
Yeah.
I thought that's why I felt so bad. No.
And for me, it kicked in later. Like,
Like the hangover came on like around lunchtime kind of thing?
No, I'm saying like I got home and
Didn't it hit you?
then it hit me and I was like, how do you operate their TV remote? Okay, I can't do this.
I knew I was in trouble when I poured the second of the two because I was trying to.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I felt my face go numb and I was like, uh-oh.
That's called a stroke.
Because I don't drink a ton of liquor.
Yeah.
Like I'm more of
I
a
don't-
beer
You
drinker.
definitely don't, not 3 back to back to back.
And I find that on nights where I decide, you know what, I'm just gonna have a few liquor drinks, I tend to be more hungover the next day. That's just
But we're also drinking them straight. You're not.
that's
doing
how I
any-
drink liquor. Yeah, traditionally I just drink it.
Oh, really?
I got issues like that,
Oh.
and it doesn't feel good.
I usually do like a gin and tonic or a vodka soda.
I guess I almost don't even consider that drinking liquor because it's a mixed drink.
I
do
was
that, like gin and
I
ginger
said
ale.
something about mixing drinks on Facebook years ago, and one of my fraternity brothers, Alex, so people were calling me out. Don't do that. Blah 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 blah. And my fraternity brother Alex, he made me laugh. He said, "Yeah, they have a name for people that don't mix their liquor. They're called alcoholics."
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I just need
Detail.
the vodka to go into my mouth. Damn everything else. Everything else is just gonna cut it. I need to get twisted. Let's go. Do we want to say what Chris really said, or do we want everybody to think he really liked it? Because it was kind of funny.
And he said he loves bourbon,
He did say
and then he proceeded to shit on us.
shit all over us.
Because we ranked them wrong?
I honestly I thought that episode was one of the funnier episodes we'd put out in a while, and I really liked how we were just drinking the bourbon through at the beginning and then let the
Right.
episode go.
I kind of would like someone else's opinion.
I had probably had 3 different listeners reach out and say that episode was hilarious.
Oh, good.
And then
Chris did say that.
one he said that later that the episode was,
after he
I truly believe he listened to the first 20 minutes and then reached out to us to be like boring.
yeah.
Right.
And then by the time like an hour later he's like
He did like a
Funny.
sleepy meme, like 20. He was like talking about bourbon one time, awesome. Talking about bourbons 2 episodes,
well, that's how this summer's going to go. So, Chris, suck it up.
strap in.
Yeah, suck it up.
Yeah, we'll have you on next time to drink with us.
I was about to say that the next
That's-
time we do one, we're bringing
Yeah.
him in.
That's right.
Official
We won't
limit.
tell him.
Yeah, we'll just be like, hey, man, we totally need you to come in. We need a third mic.
It's our bourbon spectacular, starring Chris from Teach Me Babe.
We've got 5 bottles.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We're not leaving until we finish these.
That's right. Suck it, Chris. All right, Stu, why don't you tell us how you're feeling about this
I do. Okay,
Achtung,
so first
which
off,
means-
I do like the artwork. I like the
means dangerous.
our attention hang in. Google's got it all wrong. I like the artwork. I like the font. The marketing's kind of cool, but I do not like the pink. But I get why they're using the pink, because I guarantee if you mash all those fruits together, that's what the color's going to come out as. Between,
I don't know.
Raspberry, blackberry, pomegranate. It may.
May not.
It could. But I'm not a big sour. I'm not big on the sours. I'm going to give this a 2.5.
So you think it's kind of middle of the road?
Yeah, because like to your point, it doesn't fade with the tartness. Like it continues. Nope. It continues to be there. But at the same time, it's not bad. The fact that I've had some sours that I felt like it really coated my throat, and I really needed to be like spitting.
I'm about halfway through, and
that.
I feel like for me the tartness is slowly fading, but
it's fading.
It's still tart.
Yeah.
But the beer hasn't changed. Does that mean you get used to it though?
Yeah, I think a lot of times. I mean, we always go from drinking a Miller Lite or a Coors Light or a seltzer into one of these like crazy flavorful
that first
drinks,
sip is
and it's
a
like
nightmare.
Your mouth's like, hey, what? I was all on board with the Coors Light. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
I mean, you want me to go or you want to go?
I'll go.
2.5 for me.
As much as I like sours, this isn't one of my favorites, but I do like it. I'm going to give it a 3. I would definitely drink it again. I don't know if I'd recommend it because it's sour, but I like sours. But I don't think most people would like this because it's so sour. Now, I like pink. Now, I don't judge things by their color, but I do like pink, so the can's not offensive to me on that front. But it's a 3. It's an above average beer. It's got some good flavors. It's fruity. It's sour. That's kind of my wheelhouse. But I wouldn't go out and I wouldn't search this out, and I wouldn't recommend it.
So I'm gonna pull a stew, mostly because Chris Kemp did the artwork, and I'm gonna say I do love the artwork.
Yeah, the artwork's cool on it
because he's cool. I love that they actually bring a real local artist in to do all the labels. So I dig that. From a flavor perspective, this is the only beer I've ever had where I can taste raspberry like dominantly. It definitely has raspberry. Like it comes out over all of those other flavors. That's the fruit that just keeps jumping out. I dig that. The sour though, my mouth is literally watering.
Yeah.
Still. I can't stop it from watering.
Oh, that's what I didn't say, too. Little disappointed, 4%. Little low for me on the ABV. When I'm buying a high-end...
But what's funny, if it was 5.5, you'd be like, it's getting a little high. It's a fine line. It's a fine line.
Yeah, it is. But, 4 is low. And if I'm paying premium for a drink, I want to get a little bang for my buck, and I just don't think 4 is worth it. But anyway, sorry to interrupt.
No, look, good raspberry. I think the sour, though, is too much. Like I said, my mouth is actually still watering.
Yeah.
Even in between sips. It's constant. If I was outside, I'd be spinning like crazy. Yeah. Because of that, I'm actually going to go as low as a 2 because a 2.5 would be your middle-of-the-road sour beer. This is too sour for me. It's going all the way down to a 2. I hate doing that. I love Revelry Brewery. This is obviously a seasonal beer, so it's going to be difficult for people to get their hands on it. But when I'm down in South Carolina...
But don't. We're going to tell you not to.
I'm giving it a 2.
Yeah.
So we got a 2.5, a 3, and a 2. That's not a great score. No. That's a 2.5.
Yeah, it's. I would say
carry the one. Yeah, 2.5.
Let the listeners make their choice.
Don't.
Yeah.
Oh, I got something else that I want to call
They have other
out.
beer that we like.
I'm going to call that one without making you go through a whole deli.
What's that on the screen?
I picked up it's a bug. I picked up the Bud Light seltzer. You know, they do these variety packs, if you will, or these seasonal variety packs.
Yeah, because we did the Christmas one,
which I thought was one of the best. The ugly sweater box.
Yeah,
it was awesome. This one they have right now, it's called the Out of Office, which I think was catchy.
Which is good.
So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pick up the Out of Office, funky flavors like watermelon mojito and strawberry daiquiri, things like that. Like
mango Tahiti or mango something.
There was a lime margarita. It just seemed like some cool tropical drinks. Tried them. All three of us immediately had one, and we're like, ugh.
There's not.
Yeah, that was disappointing.
What I didn't realize,
because we loved them.
they're full of stevia, so it's got an
Yeah.
artificial sweetness to it that just
Over the
funks
top.
it up. Yeah,
I think
so
I think the seltzer companies that are just started out seltzers are better than the ones that your Bud Lights and your Coronas that are.
But we
to
liked
delve
Bud
into
Light
it.
during the test, right?
yeah, Bud Lights
It
do
was
pretty well.
second, right?
But this particular round, I would
Yeah.
not recommend going out of your way to get the out of office
No.
package, which I just tore down the fourth wall a little bit. We were drinking before the show.
What? Never.
That's
That
unlike us.
doesn't happen.
That happens. I do want to give a shout out to young Jimmy while we were doing a South Carolina beer. I know he's had a rough week. I hope you're recovering, buddy. We're all thinking of you over here. So
Yeah, buddy, get better.
hope you're doing well, man.
Best.
Speaking of people getting better, this is obviously the era of COVID vaccines, and I am shocked at the amount of ways people are pulling out stops to get people to get the shot. I mean, there's a million interesting ways.
What about all of us who just went and got it?
sucker? You're a sucker. My favorite one thus far, it was in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
There was a strip club that
Oh, I hadn't heard about this.
was giving out COVID shots. So they got a bunch of COVID shots, and they were like, why don't you come on in, get your COVID shot, and then stick around, no cover, and hang out,
Yeah.
and see some strippers. Boom.
Win.
So they started interviewing people coming in and out of there, and they're like, oh, yeah, I was never going to get the shot. And then they interviewed this one old guy. It was my favorite story. The wife of this old guy has been trying to convince him to get a COVID shot, and he's like, I'm not getting the stupid shot.
Yeah.
Like, leave me alone. I don't want it. I don't know what it's going to do to me.
Yeah.
And she's like, Spearmint Rhino is giving out free. I don't know if that's the name of it.
Yeah.
So it was like, the Spearmint Rhino is giving out free COVID shots
Yeah.
if you just go to the strip club. And he told his wife, well, I would feel comfortable there. And then he was like, I mean, he had to backtrack.
Beep. Let me back out of this one real
But
quick.
that's what he said to her. He was like, well, I would feel comfortable there. Like, it's a known environment. Like,
That's
uh-oh,
hilarious.
Screwed up.
Oh.
But she went in there. So this old man went in there, got their shot, saw some tits,
You're going to need some other shots once you go there, I would think.
penicillin, and
COVID's the least of your concerns.
Yeah.
win. But yeah, they said that they got all kinds of people, and most of the people who went in were like, I wasn't going to get the shot, but then when I saw that Spearmint Rhino was
Hey, you
doing
got to
it,
just
Nice.
appeal to the
Mates.
right mass, right?
I thought you were going to talk about the Budweiser story.
Budweiser has got a good promo too. Well, kind of.
It's
I read into the details on that. It's not as impressive as you thought.
they just have to. So we're at 63% nationally vaccinations or first shots for.
If
the
we
country.
can get
I
to
feel like that's
if we get to
pretty
70,
good.
if we get to
Oh, yeah.
70% by July 4th, which was the president's goal, then Budweiser says they'll give everybody that qualifies vaccinated a $5 virtual gift card to go buy the beverage of their choice.
Well, the way when they originally worded it, they said they're going to buy around
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, well, that's
for the U.S., which I was like, but then when I saw that it was a $5 gift card, I was like, that means I can only go to the Shamrock. Like, I know a lot of
Yeah,
places
yeah,
that
yeah.
charge too much.
Yeah.
Like, if I went to Penny Lane, it's more than that for a Guinness, which
yeah.
if I had my druthers, I'd have a Guinness. Now, I don't
Yeah.
know what Guinness costs everywhere else, but that's where I get. But I think everywhere Guinness is 6
Over
and
5.
up.
Yeah.
6 and up. Under 10, over 6. That's kind of the going rate for a Guinness.
Well, it says they'll give you $5 for a beer, a seltzer, or one of their non-alcoholic beverages.
Does it have to be Budweiser?
That's
Yeah,
what I was
it's
wondering.
a Budweiser product.
So
Guinness
and
the
Bev.
Correct.
Well, shit. I mean, that's
There's a lot
Devil's
of things.
Backbone Brewery. That's a lot of things.
Yeah.
And Anbev owns everything.
So that's basically like a 5% off coupon to get you into somewhere you're going to drop $50 to $100. Like,
Which that could be my first time in a bar. I might wait. No, I can't.
no.
Till
I can't. I'm itching.
Yeah, you got to get to a bar, dude.
I
Because
know.
they're not going to issue these out until after July. So they'll wait till July 4th.
Yeah, and then
see
if
where
you,
the number is. If we're at 70%,
then you just show them your vaccine card. They send you a $5.
You don't want to
voucher
go out.
for
You
a
don't
drink.
want to go out July 4th anyway.
No, I'm sure they won't come out right away. But if we could, I thought that was an interesting move. Obviously,
it's-
clearly a marketing stunt.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, weird. Budweiser.
Not out of the kindness of their heart.
But that I was wondering, how are you going to pull that off? I mean, if you think about that, though,
Well,
they could end up sending $5 to tens of millions of people.
Yeah.
Realistically, a pretty big expenditure.
Yeah, but what they charge for their product, probably. I mean, they're going to take a hit for sure.
Yeah, like right off the top.
But they might not spend anything. They might have researched that number and realized it's never going to happen. But they get the bump in publicity for even putting it out there, right?
Absolutely.
Like,
I just had the last sip of that beer.
Yeah.
I salivated so much it got in my sinuses.
So there's roughly 200,000.
I'm glad I went with 2.
200,000. No, 200 million. Take that back. 200 million people over the age of 21 in the country. So 70% of that, let's just say 150 million.
I'm going to say wrong, not because I know, but because I don't want all the math nerds to start saying, I can't believe you agreed with him, he's way off. But we'll go with your number.
I'm just looking at it. It says 196 million people, roughly 70% of the population is over the age of 21.
God, we're old.
So, but it would take every schmuck
Yeah.
to take a photo, send it in.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Which officially becomes the single greatest data leak.
Oh, yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
'Cause now they've got all your info. That's
Budweiser's like, hey, 23andMe, hold my beer.
I think
I got your shit.
I think we finally found the
figured out.
conspiracy
Yeah.
theory. This whole thing was set up by Anheuser-Busch to then get everybody's card numbers.
Yep.
That's when whatever
Yep.
conspiracy comes to light, that's where it's coming from. That's the genesis.
Makes sense.
Well,
Checks out.
even if you cut the number in half, $500 million.
That's a big hit.
But InBev is
It's
global.
never going to happen. It's never going to happen.
Are you not going to get your $5 voucher?
No.
Are you going to get yours?
I can't. I don't qualify.
Oh, that's right. You won't get a shot. Okay, so then, yeah, I probably won't take the time.
What would you do
either.
for? I mean, really, like what?
What would you do for
What
a
would you
Klondike
do
bar?
for a $5
Yeah.
voucher? Like, I wouldn't do it. I mean, what would you even do for $5 cash? Like, I wouldn't mail anything in to save $5. Like, it's just not worth my time.
And it's a virtual card. So
Oh no,
how
there's
do
a time in my life where I would do a lot for $5. I'm not in that moment
Yeah,
right
you
now.
used to when you were, young and virile and
What was that corner you
had
worked?
needs.
I mean, I remember I was unemployed. I probably told this story, but years ago, I was unemployed, and I had bought tickets before I was unemployed to go see the Bears play the Giants,
Yeah,
and went and I had the tickets, so the tickets were already paid for.
yeah,
Well, then I lost my job, and I didn't have any money, but I also hadn't gone anywhere because I was unemployed, and I was being really good about
yeah.
not doing anything. So I scraped together what few dollars I had, caught a ride with a couple buddies to New York to catch this Bears-Giants game, and ended up staying at a buddy's house and thought, this is fine. I have a free place to stay. Get here Friday night. How much damage could happen before?
Yeah.
So Friday night was relatively low-key. Saturday night, my buddy's like, dude, I got VIP at this club. And I'm like, I don't know that we should be going to.
You're
He's like,
I've got $70 to my name. Like,
yeah. And then he takes us to this VIP club, and now there's bottles coming out. And I'm just like, oh, no. Like, this tab is going to
Yeah.
be ridiculous. I was literally bled dry that night.
oh, I've been there.
Had
Yeah.
nothing left. And now I got to go to a Bears game. Like, I'm going to the Giant Stadium. Like, I don't
Yeah.
have any money for beer. Don't have any gas money to get home.
Yeah,
Don't have like I'm a total hump.
$5 wouldn't have helped you.
$5 wouldn't, but I don't know what I would have done for $5
Yeah.
in that moment.
Yeah.
Like every dollar counted. And I remember he had this fish tank that was about like halfway full.
Oh, I remember you told this
Water's all
story.
murky and gross. Like everything in there's dead, except for one thing: a big albino frog that was just
Yeah.
swimming around in the crap. And I'm like, look at your fish tank, and I'm
Because
yelling
you're a
at
fish
them.
tank guy.
I'm a fish guy, so I'm
Yeah.
like, this is ridiculous. Like, you guys aren't taking care of your tank. I was like, if I poured beer in here, it would be better than before I poured the beer in here
Yeah.
for those fish. And they're talking smack to me. Well, the one dude looks at me and he's like, dude, I'll give you $100 if you eat that gross ass frog live. And I'm looking at him.
Oh my god, dude!
I'm like, I don't think you know who you're talking to right now. Like, I just got back from the club. I'm flat broke, and I need to come up with a way to make a few dollars.
The albino frog might have gone for like $300 on eBay.
I see what you're doing. I see what
I don't think they were
there.
thinking clearly at the time,
Yeah,
Stu.
exactly.
But I was clearly not. There's
Yeah.
no doubt about that. And I was like, are you serious right now? And he's like, oh, I'm deadly serious. If you reach in that dirty ass water, grab that frog and eat it. And he's like, I'll give you $100. And I was like, that's it. And he's like, well, you got to eat it live. Like, you can't.
Yeah, you can't knock it out.
You got to put it in your mouth. You got to eat it. And I was like, done.
How big was it?
It was smaller than my fist, but it
God.
was, it's in the ballpark.
Could it fit in your mouth?
Oh yeah, I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that for a fact.
How'd you figure that one out?
Put it in my mouth. That's how I always figure out if something will fit in my
So
mouth.
this damn thing was alive for a
Alive.
little while in your belly.
Dude, alive to the point I put this dirty albino frog in my mouth and I swallowed and I felt that dude do a U-turn.
So you could you didn't chew it.
Absolutely not.
So
That's, that is disgusting.
would've
So
been-
it wasn't nearly as big as your fist.
No, I'm saying it was smaller than my fist, but it was in the ballpark of my fist.
You can't swallow your fist, dude.
Yeah,
No,
if that frog was probably that big.
Lengthwise?
Oh, you're saying across your knuckles, but I mean it wasn't
like from head to
Oh
tail.
no, it wasn't
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
ball
yeah.
of like not.
It
not
was
the
like
full
that
fist.
long.
I was looking at the top of my
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to like put the frog in context.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it wasn't big. It wasn't too big. You couldn't swallow it whole.
No, if
Okay.
it was under 3 inches in length,
Yeah.
it was definitely over 2 inches. I don't know,
Yeah,
somewhere
yeah.
in there. We'll call it 2.5 inch frog. I swallowed that thing.
The reason I asked was big difference between swallowing whole and having to chew it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, I wasn't.
I would
about
never
to-
do that either.
Yeah.
I can tell you when it was in my mouth, getting it to take that next step
Yeah,
to go
it was
down
fighting.
was extremely difficult.
It was throwing its legs and arms out,
It
like
was.
hitting the brakes.
Because your stomach acid juices are like extremely strong. Once it gets there, it's going to probably take a little bit, but it'll get
I can tell
digested.
you the esophageal acids are non-existent because that dude pulled a U-turn and started climbing back up, and now I'm like, give me a beer. like
You're
I'm having to
just
like
trying to drown it.
get it down. And now, in retrospect, I hear stories about like the rugby guy in Australia who ate a slug on a dare and then
Yeah.
like was paralyzed. Like there's all this
Yeah,
bacteria,
yeah.
there's all this crazy
Yeah.
stuff.
No, the beer killed it. That was a good call.
I could thinking. The more
That frog
you know.
went out drunk as shit.
Yeah, he's like, oh, thank God for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. But then
Did you only get 100 or did anybody else throw in? Because usually once you get that going down the train tracks, like people tend to throw in more.
I feel like I had to work my way to 100. I feel like it started lower, and I was like, "You're
25,
crazy."
and you're like, I'm not doing it.
But I feel like the one guy, the baller, stepped in and was like, "I'll give you $100," and I was like, "Done."
Yeah.
Because $100 in my mind, I'm like, okay, that's
$20 for a tank of gas.
$20 for tank gas. There's $20 for beer beforehand, so tailgating. $20 for 2 beers in it
Yeah.
and a hot dog. Like I'm good. And
Yeah.
Had $20.
And I still got money in my
Yeah.
pocket.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm like, this is a brilliant deal. I'll be damned. I woke up the next morning on that dude's couch. I woke up to him putting 5 $20 bills on my chest, and I was like, good morning. And then I had horrific.
Diarrhea.
Horrific. That was a rough
Your
morning.
body's like, get this frog out of here.
Even had a chance to visit the facilities at Giant Stadium.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a good day.
We did that sitting around in college.
Somebody walks in after you and all he sees is a frog skeleton in the bowl.
Zoinks! What'd you eat? Literally a frog.
Yeah. We did that in college. We were sitting around drinking one night, and a buddy of ours had just gotten a fresh shipment of Girl Scout cookies.
Okay.
And we were like, how much would it take for you? Like, how many cookies do you think you can eat? He's like, I could eat the box, or I could eat all of them. And we were like, it was like 3 or 4 of us were like, well, I'll throw 10 on that.
The whole box?
Yeah. So it was like 2.5 boxes. We like calculated. It was like
2.5 boxes.
Yeah, it was like 3,000, 4,000 calories. Like, and we gave him like a 10 or 15 minute time limit, and he had to keep it down. And
Depends what it is. Like Thin Mints, I think you could do more easily than like
well, it was a couple
Samoa
different
or
kinds. Like, it
Tagalog.
was a couple different kinds. And he did it, dude. And like, you could see, like, he started sweating. He got all flush. He fought for the 15 minutes to like hold it down. His girlfriend came home and was furious because he had mowed through all the fucking Girl Scouts.
That's the double whammy right there.
Yeah.
You feel bad. You got the Girl Scout
Yeah.
sweats.
That's like so my
But
brother
you're
and
in
I,
college. You know how expensive Girl Scout cookies
Oh,
are.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I
Yeah.
understand her anger.
Yeah. So my brother a couple years ago, when we would go to the beach over the summertime, rent a house, and he would always do this, and it was fun for my girls and his girls. He'd do this Uncle Stu or Dad versus food challenge, and he would always make something that I'd have to eat.
Like this would be like a spicy food, just
It could be-
a huge amount
it
of
could be
food, or
anything,
gross food.
anything.
What are we? Okay,
Anything. And
so all of the
usually,
above.
all of the above, but usually it was a larger amount.
Okay,
so
so
there's-
he'd be like, "That's
so-
3 pounds of something."
One afternoon, about 2:00, he starts cooking hamburgers for everybody. He went out and bought like I don't even know what you call it, but the bread roll, the big huge.
Like a challah roll or
Yeah.
something.
So basically, maybe a 1 pound
It's
hamburger.
called challah.
Okay,
I'm not very educated.
but
I read a lot. So
It does have a C in front of
it
it.
does. So it's challah.
Challah.
Okay, he made me a 1 pound hamburger, like legitimate.
But that would probably be the big piece of bread, right? That I'm
Yeah.
picking up.
Yeah, and he had to like carve out the inside of the bread to make everything fit. So it was the bread, like 7
He just
slices.
cooked a whole pound of meat.
Seven,
as a
That's
patty.
awesome.
seven like slices of bread. I mean, cheese. Like, it's this huge burger, and I did it. I ate the
Good
whole
for
thing.
you.
I went to bed at 3:00. 3:00 in the afternoon. I didn't wake up till 10 a.m. the next morning.
Your body shut down. The
Everybody was like, "He's." I mean,
You were
my
literally
wife,
in a
at the
food
time was concerned that
coma.
I wasn't. She's like, "He's processing way too much meat. He may not wake up."
Your wife at the time was like, if I
Did
knew
your-
it was this easy, I would have
Yeah.
felt a 1 pound burger years ago.
Did your brother eat it?
No.
You
This
said
was
it was You said it was uncle versus dad challenge. He
No. For my girls, like he would. It was the thing. Every time we went to the beach, my brother would make something. It was basically Uncle Stu versus food, or dad for
I
my
love
girls
this.
versus food.
I
And
love
he would
this.
always make something huge, whether it was a steak, whether it was a burger, whether it was the amount of shrimp or whatnot. He
I
would
could
just
never win one of
and
those.
do it. I mean,
I'm
a couple times I only got halfway
Pretty
through.
adept at that stuff. I can eat ridiculous amounts of food.
Yeah.
You want to do a nugget? You want to do another nugget challenge?
I hung with Ely that day. I did hang with him.
I was impressed with both of y'all that day,
Yeah, it was-
honestly. There's no
Tonight-
way I could have done that.
Tonight, my wife made this big old thing, and I was like, "This is really good." I had fourths
Wow.
of dinner, like full, because I was like, "Well, I'll save some for the girls." So like, I had my first helping,
Yeah.
then I filled another dish, had a giant second helping, and then I kind of like waited a little bit for the girls to go get more, and then they started like cleaning their plates,
Yeah.
and so I was like, "Well, I'll go get a third." And I figured I'll just leave another serving there. And then my wife was like going to throw it out. And I hate watching
Yeah, I
food
hate
get
that.
thrown out. And I was feeling very
That's
uncomfortable.
why I put so much weight on when the kids were little. It's like, I'm not
Finish
gonna
everything,
throw your food out, dude.
Yeah, it aggravates the hell out of me. So I just was like, all right, I had fourths. And I felt miserable walking out here tonight.
What was the dish?
This is it. It's not going to sound right. It was cheeseburger soup.
Okay.
That does not sound correct at all.
So basically, it's a bunch of meat, right? And then it's like mashed potatoes, and it's like kind of like the fries, and then all the other things that would make a burger, kind of like.
Is
all
it soupy?
More like stew.
Yeah.
Like there were some chunks of
Thick?
potatoes.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
It was actually fantastic.
Yeah.
Like I was
Well,
loving
I
it.
would hope so. You ate 4 servings.
Like when
of
I
it.
smelled it, it smelled
You
like
probably ate 8 servings of it.
it smelled like a White Castle slider.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was filling up the bowl
Yeah.
all the way to the top. I felt rough. But it's like just tonight, it wasn't even a challenge. But I was like,
And
this is going
and
down.
he can't explain the 16 pounds he put on.
Yeah. Where'd it come from?
It
we'll
is-
never know. It was the beer.
It is. It's got to
the
be the
beer.
beer.
Exactly.
No, I totally agree with you, Troy. Thank you for agreeing.
Your
with
science checks out.
me. It does check
Yeah.
out. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of that. lately, so something's going on there.
Yeah.
You're a growing boy.
I am a growing boy. Thank you. I agree. I must be a growing boy because I'm getting zits all of a sudden.
Oh, really?
I don't know
That's-
what's that about.
That's the 12 pounds of muscle from the
Like,
steroids.
yeah.
You're good to go.
Dude, if I had steroids, I'd have an excuse. I'd be stronger. I'd have some zits. But like my wife, like on like 3 separate occasions this week has pointed out a different zit, and I'm like, what?
That's always nice when they do that, right?
Isn't that sweet?
Like,
Did you stop showering?
No. In fact, I've been showering more because I'm going to the gym. I don't get it.
like you haven't seen a mirror in a month. Like, oh, thanks for pointing that out. I didn't know I had the zit going on there.
Oh, yeah. No, I get it. My left eye is not quite as strong as my right eye. I'm aware.
Yeah,
Thank you for
yeah.
pointing it out yet again.
I had no idea I had any flaws until I met you, honey. Thank you.
I went through life as a
Yeah,
10.
yeah.
And then I met my wife, and she's like, you're attractive for a 6. I'm like, oh, I think I'm going to marry you.
Why did you marry me? I'm a mess.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? That says a lot about you, honey.
When I met you, I was a smoke.
That's right.
In their eyes, it's all about the challenge to make you back.
That's right.
I showed her.
Yeah.
I've been steadily going down.
You wanna count that up? See who's winning? I think we know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You can't improve this.
Uh,
Are you drinking again? I am.
Yeah. We topped out on our wedding day.
Yeah. That was the peak.
Yeah.
17 years later, you got hamburgers and IPAs.
Yeah.
Hamburger stew and IPAs.
Yeah, living the dream. Living the dream. I'm probably going to have to cut down on the beer, switch to seltzer. You know,
That's right.
shed
all the
20
way-
pounds. You said 20 pounds. All I want is 10.
Yeah. It is funny. Like, it's weird to think, like, 20 years ago, we didn't have all these crazy good beers. Like, that wasn't a thing.
No.
Like, that was
Limited
not a thing.
options.
It was Milwaukee's best light or Milwaukee's best ice.
Yeah.
Those were my options.
And if you had money, you get
Or Natty Light.
or you get some natural light.
Yeah.
Or Miller Light.
Yeah, I'm stepping it up. Little Natty Light.
Yeah.
Oh, if you were a baller, you went to Legends and had one of their 4 beers.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yes.
That was the microbrew. Like, and then Sam Adams came out. You're like, whoa, blew my mind. Now it's like everybody has 100 different versions of beer. It's crazy.
Well-
Speaking of legends, I don't know. Have you guys been to that Basic City?
Dude, there's so many places.
No, I don't.
Look,
No, I haven't been out of
Just
the house.
assume I haven't
Another
been
brewery.
anywhere. Like,
Okay.
there's so many breweries I haven't gone to.
Stu's
like,
hit every brewery between here and Jersey.
yeah.
Or no, Nashville to Jersey.
Yeah.
He's hit every brewery and every
Everything,
bar.
Idaho
everything east of
Springs,
Nashville,
Denver.
and everything.
Denver's a good place to go get some brews too.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen
This guy-
anything like it.
Stu has been on more vacations in a year than I've been in 10 years. I guarantee you.
During a pandemic.
Yeah, during a pandemic, the
Like,
whole time.
Everybody's like, ooh, I wouldn't go on a plane. He's
Stu's-
like, frequent flyers,
Stu's-
silver. I'm gold next week.
He's always coming back from somewhere. Like,
Always.
I haven't been on vacation in 2.5 years, and that was to Disney World. Like,
I mix it up by trying a new toilet in my house. Like that's
How's
vacation
that bidet
for
working
me.
out for you?
Oh, the bidet's the truth, dude.
no, this is us going out right
Yeah.
here.
No, I go in the backyard and I'm
Yeah.
like, look at me. I got a cooler
Let's
on
try
wheels.
this new beer. Yeah.
I got a wheeled cooler so I can get from here to the screened-in
Why
porch.
go somewhere else and try beer when we can try new beer in our backyard?
It's a win.
Stu's living that rock and roll lifestyle, dude.
He is insane. He's got dirt on his shoes from every state on the
Yeah.
East Coast.
Oh, speaking of shoes, I bought me a brand new set of Olcott.
What?
What? It doesn't
What
even
is
mean
that?
anything to me.
The-
Oh, you been to Hawaii?
No, I mean I've had them for years, and they fell out on me last.
Never
couple
even
weeks. I
heard
bought
of
a
this
brand new
brand.
pair
Is this some
of
cool
Olcott.
new brand that
They're out of
only
Hawaii,
Stu
but
knows
they're-
about?
They're really good.
Absolutely not. If Stu's bringing it up.
He's cooler than we are. He goes to. I mean, these are
Brendan,
Hawaiian
This
shoes.
motherfucker's wearing PF flyers. He's from the 50s.
I've heard a lot of people on the podcast I listen to bitch about like people wearing flip flops in public, how gross it is, and like
What's that about?
I cannot get behind that. Like,
I love a flip flop.
dude, who doesn't like flip flops?
Well, I have been
can't.
rocking the Hey Dudes.
Yeah, the Hey
Yeah.
Dudes are nice, but like I prefer my flip flops.
I wear them 24/7 because one, I'm flat-footed, and if I can't go barefoot for like more than an hour.
Well,
Yeah.
and with
I
all
don't
the-
think anybody goes out barefooted.
No, I mean like a
That's
rocket,
why I
like
wear the
around
flip-flops.
like around the house.
Oh,
Period. Like just
you wear your flip flops around the
like
house.
just 24/7, unless unless it's work or I'm working out, it's flip flops.
no, but I mean,
But Stu was coming over here, and it was January.
oh, it'd be
and he was
40
walking
degrees,
in
yeah, and
flip
he's
flops,
wearing flip flops,
and he'd be like, "It's cold," and I'm like, "You're in flip flops."
yeah,
because they're comfortable.
shoes are pretty comfortable.
They can be. You're wearing the wrong shoes.
Well, I got these because I
need those
love them
New
because
Balances.
they're
I like
they have,
my stride rights.
Yeah,
Yeah, these have the big arch in them, so you can't. It's hard to find a good pair of flip flops with an arch in them. Just
you go.
FYI.
Go get some rainbows.
I feel like reefs. I feel like everybody has them now, right?
Nah, reefs are
No.
flat. Like for the most part,
Really?
they're flat. Go get some rainbows. They'll chew your toe up, like in between your two toes. The first
I have
couple of
Sanooks,
days,
and they have a pretty good arch.
they do. I like those.
Yeah.
But the rainbow will chew your toe up for a little bit, like in the web,
Because they're
Really?
leather.
because they're just so strong. But you can wear them for 3 seasons. Like once you get used to it, they will not fade. I've never seen a shoe take a beating like a rainbow flip flop. The more you know.
Well, the
Anyway.
New Balance Velcro does have a good
No,
arch.
no,
You could rock that, dude. You could definitely rock that.
yeah, but don't take your top off, you old 6. I love a callback. This show is built for callbacks.
I've been
Wait,
looking.
are you 24? No, you're not. You're not good looking. 23.
Yeah. Ew.
There's no way I
Well,
would.
happy birthday, you 7.
There's no way I would buy one, but I've been perusing Facebook Marketplace looking for old like convertibles and T-tops. Like I am jealous of you guys for having a convertible. That's pretty cool, but I kind of want one of those like and it doesn't have to be in good shape, but I want like a T-top like Camaro or Thunder or Firebird or something like that. I think those things are badass.
Oh, yeah,
looking.
like an 80s one?
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like an 86 Monte Carlo.
Yeah.
I
Well,
saw
no, I mean, I do love the '84 Monte Carlo, but like, they're not as cool looking as those old Camaros and.
Dude, I saw an old 4Runner like mine for sale. This was 2 days ago. It goes up on Facebook Marketplace. And the guy's like, one owner, 93,000 miles. The paint job is like perfect. I'm looking at this thing like,
84.
holy shnikes. It was an 88.
Oh,
It had the V6 in it.
nice.
Like this thing was like amazing. And I'm like looking at it. I'm like, dang, one owner, 93,000 miles. The guy wants $2,000.
Wow.
And I'm like, what is
damn
this?
it! I just bought a cooler.
I literally, so I'm like looking at this, and I go back to it like 2 hours later.
Something sold.
No, the listing has been changed, and it says
14.
due to unanticipated overwhelming demand, I'm gonna have to up my price to $3,000. Like he just slowly is ticking it up
Taking it up.
because
Yeah.
people just keep. He had this. He'd owned it since '88.
Yeah, he didn't know.
He didn't know what he had, and
Because
so
he bought it probably for what it was. Just
and if you
Yeah.
look
as
on Kelly Blue Book, they're
Yeah.
probably like, 1,500, and he's like, 1,500.
Yeah.
Oh, mine's pristine, one owner. I'm gonna try to milk these guys for $2,000, dude. His inbox must have been just
Oh,
lit
God, yeah.
up. Because then, due to unprecedented, overwhelming, or unanticipated, overwhelming demand,
Yeah.
I was like, that's awesome. And he's just been slowly raising it. It'll find that water will find its level somewhere,
Yeah.
but.
you probably should just pull it off and put it on a bidding.
I was gonna drive
bring a
up. I was
trailer or something.
gonna be like, I am on my way.
Yeah.
Even though I don't need it, I bring it back here and be like, whoever wants it, I got this for $2,000.
Yeah.
You got to pay $2,500. I'll
Yeah,
bilk
yeah.
you a little, and you'll still be making a fortune.
Yeah.
You could have had that thing.
That would have been awesome.
I was blown away when I saw it. I was like, this can't be real. He figured it out real
Yeah, that
quick.
stuff doesn't last long.
No. I've never seen one like,
Yeah.
it was cherry. It was sitting in his garage since
Damn.
88.
That's awesome.
Like, holy shnikes.
Minimal rust then.
Yeah, I did see a small little rust patch on one of the back fenders.
Well,
so
they
I
all.
was-
I mean,
So I was going to be like, I noticed it's a little rusty.
I'm gonna knock you down $100.
Yeah. I'll give you 1,900.
19.
No. He's gonna look at you and go, no, I know about plastic dip. You can take care of it.
I know I can.
Yeah.
I know I can. But Troy, you got to get yourself a little convertible or something.
Yeah. I would never. I'm too cheap.
You really are, man.
Yeah,
You have a hard
I'm-
time coming
I'm-
off that money.
I do. I really do. I could easily go out and buy something, but I'm just way too cheap.
I think investing in the floating dock was probably a better choice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Time and place, that's the coolest
Yeah.
thing in the world. But if you had a little Geo Metro convertible, that'd be pretty sweet.
I would love to have my old. If I could get my Suzuki
Didn't you have a
Sidekick,
Sidekick?
it was red with a white top.
Those, you can't even, you know how expensive
if
those
I
are
could
now?
have one of those again, dude, that thing was awesome. And it had some big old wide tires on it, and that thing would cruise through the sand, dude. I'd do laps around.
Yeah, because it was like 6 feet long. It's
so
a
funny.
perfect
Weighed nothing,
wheelbase.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny you said that because literally 2 houses down from where we were,
Has a Geo Metro convertible,
Geo Tracker,
Yeah.
which
was
is basically like,
Yeah.
yeah, but it was It was pristine. I stopped and looked at it. The top was still. I was like, "Holy shit! This is like a time warp."
The only reason I sold that thing was it was broken into every single night because I was living in the city, and I was just like, I can't deal with this anymore. And I left the doors unlocked.
Can you leave the doors unlocked?
Oh yeah, and people would still cut the fucking windows.
That is so
and I'm
rude.
like, you dumb motherfucker.
Didn't Geo turn into Saturn?
No, but it was all GM.
Yeah.
They tried to do Geo. Then they said, okay, we'll start a whole new company just made in America.
Yeah.
So they tried to do the Saturn thing. That didn't work.
Yeah, I had a 95 Sidekick. That thing was fun as hell.
I wish you still had it.
Yeah.
I wish I had a Geo Tracker. That's a cool little truck too.
Yeah.
And it was and actually what's funny is in all cars, like literally all cars from the late 80s, early 90s that were quote unquote off road, or even in general, you look at them like, that thing is fucking small.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But things have just got, because today I was driving down 95 and I saw the brand new Ford Expedition.
Oh, it's
Oh
monster.
yeah.
I'm like, who needs that?
I had a 98 Jeep Cherokee that, looking back on it, was tiny as shit.
Itty bitty.
Dude. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
just
and
super
by today's
tiny.
standards, it's nothing.
Oh yeah.
But back then,
I thought it had a truck.
yeah, you were like,
Yeah, I
wow,
mean-
the only thing bigger is
Yeah.
the Suburban.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at 1990, 91, my friends had one.
Yeah.
I was like, phew.
We're at a minute. We're at hour 30. We can close this.
Oh,
Wrap it up.
not like last time. 2 hours, let's do it.
Still getting complaints.
I know.
Yeah. You know who you are.
That is hilarious. Chris, we'll bring you out for the next Bourbon Tasting, buddy. I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to it.
Brendan was like,
Oh.
I give you Ingrate's 2 hours of material, and you want to complain about it?
They love us. They love us.
Yeah.
What can you do? But we do like feedback, good or bad. I
Yes,
got to
we
be
do.
honest. I like any
Yes.
interaction because it gives us fodder.
At least it lets us know people are listening.
Yeah. So if you do have anything you want to send us, please do hit us up at insidethepallethouse@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from
It
you.
can be a recent story, or it could be just an argument you're having with somebody, or an opinion on something. We'll talk about it.
We'll settle
Yeah,
that
we'll
argument
settle it.
for you
We solve first world problems. That's what we do.
On the daily.
scientifically.
Exactly.
We will fix the glitch.
Look it up. Google that shit.
You can always find us on the Facebook page as well. I don't know who's checking the Instagram or Twitter, but it is
Yeah.
ITPH.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's a wait. That's how long it's been.
Yeah. I don't know.
Sam at ITPH podcast.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds right.
That sounds right. On
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Yeah.
And Twitter.
Where are you? What's the Venmo?
Venmo is at Inside the Pallet House.
There you go. Easy enough.
Yeah.
And if you need sunglasses for the beach because you're going, this is the
Definitely
year.
will.
You're
The pool,
going.
the beach, the lake, the river, wherever you're going.
Head over to Nectar Sunglasses, drop Bowflex in the coupon code. You will get 20% off of what is already a reasonably priced sunglasses.
Yeah.
Or
Yep.
you'll gain 16 pounds.
Thanks, Stu.
Not a selling point.
No. I tell you, even with an extra 16 pounds, I look good in Nectars.
Yeah, it can't hurt.
There's the pitch.
Yeah.
There's
There
the
you go.
pitch. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll talk
Keeps
to
everybody
you.
keeps everybody's eyes up.
Buy some
Are
nectars.
those nectars you're
Yeah,
wearing?
that's
they don't
exactly
go
right.
down. They don't go down
No.
south.
Buy some nectars. You'll look 16 pounds lighter.
There you go.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Just drop Bowflex in the coupon code, which is something
Yeah.
I'm not using anymore. Cheers.
Cheers.
Peace out.
That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?